Hello, I'm RJ, and this is my very first chess tournament at International Chess Academy in Glen Rock, New Jersey. This tournament is U1600, the Dr. David Ostfield tournament, and there's about 35 players in this tournament as of now. It's a 4-round Swiss system, with the time control being 30 minutes with 5-second delay. I'm super nervous, but hopefully I do good. Alright, this is the result for round 1. I was playing a 7-year-old, I think, around, and I won my game. My opponent blundered his knight or bishop in the opening, and after that, it was pretty much a smooth ride. In the endgame, however, he won 2 of my pawns. And I'm like, oh wow, oh my god, I'm gonna lose. But I realized that my B pawn, I just kept pushing and he had no way to stop it because all he had was a bishop against my knight and bishop, and he just couldn't stop it because his king was also isolated, and yeah, and he had no pawns to push himself, or he did, but my pawns were stopping it, and that's how I won. That's the result for game 1. I'll check back in round 2. Hello, checking for round 2. I won again, of course. But so here's how the game went. The opening was pretty equal. I think he had a slight advantage there. But over into the middle game, I used pins and just an overload onto all of his pieces, onto this one pawn, then onto this one knight, and I overloaded and I forked. And I won an exchange. I forked his king and rook, and then we went to the endgame. The endgame, his knight, rook, and king all came near my king. My king is completely trapped, and I'm like, oh my god, have I just thrown this game away? But I found a resource. I sacked my rook for the knight, and using the extra pawns I gained with the exchange, I was able to just push my pawns, and eventually I ended up skewering his king and rook, and even though he got the rook back, my pawns was just too far forward for him to stop his king to stop my pawn, and he just resigned. See you in round 3. Hello, I won my 3rd game. That was genuinely completely off luck. I had a really strong attack at the start of the game from out of the opening, but I did end up blundering a pawn, and then after that he won another pawn, and by the end game it was rook and 2 pawns. So he was completely winning. He had the rook and 2 pawns, but I kept spinning him and he just couldn't figure out a way. But eventually what ended up happening, I was just praying for a blunder the entire game. But eventually what ended up happening was that a pawn was guarding his rook, and he moved his pawn, and I ended up taking his rook. So it was just 2 pawns versus my rook, and that's an easy conversion, and then I won. I'll see you back after round 4, but I shouldn't have won that one. This is the conclusion of round 4. I won, which means that I won the entire tournament. The prize money was $150, and I'm really happy about that. The last game, I don't know what happened. The opponent I thought was really good, and I was really stressed out, but I completely destroyed him. It came to the point that he just resigned, and it's like, wow, I never expected to beat him like that. Maybe I was just playing good, or maybe he just blundered. But from the opening and the middle game and everything, I just won a bunch of material. And at the end, I forked his king and knight with my rook, and he just resigned. And yeah, and I'm treating myself with some Taco Bell now. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.